doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing. Caught you off guard?
Just a little bit. Cause I thought we was gonna roll with the thing up there for a second. Hey y'all.
Hey,
Hey
y'all. Hey. I mean, we can, it is our show.
y'all.
Let them get uh,
A little
uh,
vibe going.
yeah,
You know
little
what I'm
vibe
saying?
going. What's popping? How y'all doing? How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you
I'm
doing?
doing good. How was your weekend?
My weekend was good. I had, enjoying my little spa facial,
Mm,
salon, hair,
salon
all kind
pause.
of stuff.
All kind of
Hmm
must be nice.
It was. It was very
Well, I like that. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself, though.
Thank you. I'm glad you did it for me. I appreciate
Yes,
that.
yes, yes. Well, in normal fashion, I always ask you how you doing, and what
Mhm.
you doing, and all of that. So, I guess today we'll do it podcast style. I guess we don't have to be seen. We'll leave our little thing up for now.
Just for a second.
Yeah. So we decided to kind of go over current events and kind of getting more into the state of the world. I think it was our intent to do that in the beginning, but then we also wanted to cover like some self work.
Right, right, right.
And I think with us deciding to actually start being more, inclusive of what's going on today, and I think it's definitely needed. Um, Especially with what the news says, and trying to determine what's fact and what's fake, and
Mhm, mhm.
um not only even in that aspect, but even in looking in what we're seeing as far as like feminism, or as I call it, divine femininity, being on the rise. And so, with that being said, we're starting to see more of our less melanated sisters um,
Mhm.
that have begun to say things like, well, if you know a black woman has said the same thing, but when a non melanated woman says it, it seems like it has a little more
Effect on them.
effect or something to that effect.
Because it's normally when the melanated woman says that, oh, you angry, oh, you bitter,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you this, oh, you that. But
If you'll
for me,
take the overlay, I don't care at
okay,
this
okay. But for me, it's like, your mom is black,
point. Yeah,
your sister is black,
yeah,
your family members are black. Well, melanated, because it's not only just black women,
right,
just melanated
right.
women. So, like, my question is, do you hate your mother, sister, family members? Do you, what is it about the non melanated women
Mm-hmm.
outside of the control
Mm-hmm.
that they say? Because I don't know, I'm not a non melanated woman.
And I don't, necessarily like, even giving people even a second of fame, especially when it comes to, there's this thing that's going viral right now where this so-called melanated man is talking
Mm,
to this woman, and he's he's very narcissistic, and I think he's the one that's more unrealistic than she is, in the
yeah.
aspect. And so, he's telling her, you're average at best, and just because you make six figures doesn't, make you any prize or anything like that. Like, you need to stick with average dudes, and this, that, and the
Mm-hmm.
third. And then we're seeing a rise, and it's not really even a rise. And I think because we're being shut back down, which is another thing. I don't want to jump in front of myself, but
Right.
California has a border check right now.
A border
Yeah,
check.
coming from the north, from Canada, and up north, they're doing border checks. So at the end of it all, it's coming to a time where things are seeming to be more prevalent, but they always were. And so, as we see with this, like this one clown, and it's like I guess he needed to go viral somehow.
Right.
And he finally went viral with talking to this woman and telling her without all that makeup and without all of this, you wouldn't even be like you're nothing.
Those men that you're looking for,
Right.
you're not their type.
And so,
And now I want to interject for just a second because I do want to say this.
mhm,
And women, let me tell y'all something because this is actually the second post that I've seen about. I also saw a post where a young lady was asking opinions on whether or not we would go to a male relationship coach.
mhm,
And let me tell you why my answer to that is no.
okay,
Outside of the fact that I'm a lesbian, my answer to that is no because men, a lot of life coach men, um, tend to push their own ideals into what they are coaching. And if it's a single female, he's going to try to groom her to be what he thinks a woman should be for men.
mhm,
Now, if it's a couple, they're more likely to not go in as hard. Like how hard he went in on that young lady.
yeah,
He definitely wouldn't have done that if she was sitting there with a partner
no,
asking a question. He would not have done that.
agreed.
Now, here's my thing, ladies. The way this woman sat there and took this ass whooping, foolish. No man, I don't care who you are, brother, sister, mother, family, friend, pastor, father, uh, any man, no man will sit in my face and tell me you can't have this type of person because you're average. You
Well,
can't do this because
and,
you're average.
and
That was just
yeah,
the
and not to cut
lowest
you off, but it's like,
points.
you remember the guy, Tommy Sotomayor?
Hated him, but yes.
Right. So it looks like he's trying to be the next Sotomayor. Um, just like he was, it was like a divine hate for
For melanated women.
melanated women. And I'll say black women. You know what I'm saying? Because
For
it wasn't
Sotomayor, yeah,
for
it was
Sotomayor, it was definitely
definitely
like a disdain and being called out so much and saying like, what is your problem, bro?
right.
Like, why do you have such a hatred towards your mother, your sister, your
Hmm.
aunts, your cousins? Like, you definitely have these um
Right, like what did they do to you?
what
Or
did they
what
do to you?
have they done where you see them so negatively that all black women are in this category for you?
But
Because
they
his, you
melanated
remember,
women pick that up too because it's a perpetuated self hate that definitely lingers and is still very prevalent amongst melanated women. You know, you can count how many melanated friends you have, and it's like if you didn't go to school with them, if you didn't do this, if you don't have any ride or die moments, then it's difficult to form friendships unless you're a part of these groups or associations or affiliations and things like this. So you know it's the same shit, you know what I mean, like over and over again. But go ahead.
yeah, it's just that this woman went on there seeking male validation.
And that's the
And
thing.
she didn't get that at all. She got towed down.
Right.
Her self-esteem had to be in shambles by the time he was done. He
I
was
think
like,
it
because
was
you think
before.
since you're making six figures now, you deserve a man who's not gonna care that you're 30 years old with a 13-year old. And like, what? Are you serious right now?
He was dead ass because I think he was basing it off of what he wanted and not necessarily what all men or whatever consider, because what you want you're going to find. I think that she definitely gave us or gave me the pick me energy. Well,
Mm-hmm.
I make six figures and I did it and I'm, you know, you're giving the greats about you. And because he couldn't talk about how much money she made,
Mhm.
because he couldn't talk about her business doing well, because he couldn't talk about, he had to come physical.
Mhm.
You know what I
And he
mean?
did that.
So I'm gonna beat you down because you're average. You're basically ugly,
Is what he
and
was
so you
saying.
need to find an ugly dude because I don't know why you
Even
barely
thought.
average looking women, because it's like what but dude, wasn't nobody trying to holler at you per se. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? She's asking for uh what she can do to attract or be in the type of circles that she wants to attract the type of man that she wants. Understandable, right? So I think she would need to become a part of different organizations or with business owners and things of that nature to begin meeting people that share those same values. But
Mhm.
at the end of the day, like he took it way too far, and I think we instill so much into other people's opinions, and then it leaves you like not even having any knowledge yourself, in my opinion.
Well, she made herself by even continuing to let him berate her. She made herself look desperate.
Hmm.
She made herself look as if she made herself out to be the type of woman who's taking someone talking to her like this.
Mm.
This is what she's used to.
Right.
So, and then she kept asking him, well, what do you think I could do to improve? And he's telling her nothing. Because you're not X, Y, and Z. You're not X, da, da, da,
You'll
da.
never be good
You're
enough.
never be. You're not. You'll never. You're
Right.
not. How? How you telling this
How you
lady that?
how? Like you have all, and I think that goes back to the audacity. You're
The
not being an
audacity.
authentic person, and there's no way that you can tell me that someone actually certified you as any type of relationship coach or life coach.
Or anything. Sorry. I wasn't trying to do that.
The we
I
live.
know. I wasn't
No.
trying to do that. I'm sorry.
No, all good. It was just interesting, and then I've seen a lot of articles where you're seeing our non-melanated sisters once again. Oh, I went in debt to, um, you know, adopt this melanated boy, this black boy, and I went and we did this, and he's NBA. It's like they always get these black boys, this black boy joy, and they become athletes. It's like y'all not turning these black men into Fortune 500, company owners, not
Mm-hmm.
CEOs or CFOs or anything like that. Like you're basically creating mules for the field, because that's what all it is you're running up and down a court or a field for the team owner and for the
Mm-hmm.
coach. You know what I'm saying? And in this regard, so with that being said, you didn't do anything that any other person, but because this is a black boy, that we should say something, or oh, because he went back and he helped his mother as well. It's a lot of people that do that because still in all, that is their biological mother. You still gonna love your mother because you're gonna want to understand the whys. Why did this happen? Why was this going on? Why did my mother treat me like this? Why did you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there's a lot of different things I think that go on in that aspect, but we just see something on Facebook and willing to share the story or give feedback or leave a comment or oh this is okay, she did something that a lot of people have done.
Took in foster kids.
It's not it doesn't make you any more um or any greater of a person, if you will, in my opinion.
Well, listen. I don't understand either why it's like like as you said, oh, she did this. You know what I'm saying? She took this child in, da 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 da. But on the flip side, there's also a black female
Hmm.
who was raised by white adoptive parents, right?
Right.
They didn't make no big deal out of that until she came out and told her story. You feel
Hmm.
what I'm saying? So it's like the white woman who's saving your sons. You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
She coming in and saving your when that's truly not the case. Y'all choose to go out here and do this to get some kind of, I don't know, whatever. But I'm not gonna say everybody does.
Right.
Because there are those who just really want a kid. They don't care pink, purple,
Right.
orange, whatever. They don't care.
They just want that child and they want to be able to raise that child. Um, it is what it is. So in other topics, COVID-19 is back on the rise.
COVID-19 is back.
It's back.
So, what do you think about all of these photos of these body bags that look flat?
Um,
What's your opinion on that?
I here's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Flu season is very real. Pneumonia is very real. I think it is a badass flu, and because it's gotten colder, and I think that some evil powers that be um have incubated have
Incubated.
incubated the virus, and now it's gonna seem even more than what it was, because if we think about it, when it first came around, well, we knew around last this time last
Last year,
year,
right, right.
this time last year, we had the understanding and we knew that there was some type of bug or virus going around, because it
Mm-hmm.
was too many people that were just getting sick
Out of the blue,
out of the
me
blue.
being one of
Right. And so I came and I was like, yo, let me get you this. Like, you need to drink this. You need to get your immune system. We basically boosted your
them.
immunity
Right.
system. Immunity.
Me.
Immune system. And, did like wellness shots and detox and things like that. So, um, anybody around me, I was like, yo, just make sure you,
48 hours. 48 hours, I was fine.
right,
As if nothing had happened to me.
right.
I just, and she told me, you know what? You need the weekend. Don't go to work because
Mm,
as soon as you step back into that environment,
mm,
all them germs gonna reattach themselves.
facts.
I was like, oh, I feel fine. I'm not sick. I got up the next day and went to work.
Came
As
back
soon as
when it's
I called her at like 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, ooh, this was a mistake. She said,
mm,
I told you, don't go to work.
mm,
Because here she had cleansed my house. The air, which, it was cold, but she had the window up so it could be fresh air. 48 hours, I'm telling y'all, I felt fine. As soon as I stepped back inside my work environment, it was like I instantly felt sick again and
right.
started throwing up. I was like, what in the world? When I came back home, drunk her little concoction, and I wasn't sick no more. I was like, you know what? Next, I'm just going to listen.
Mm,
Because shortly after that, that's when the entire spot shut down.
yeah. And so I think this time around, because it has been, a lot of people have been incubating. Okay. So you've had a lot of people indoors,
Mm-hmm.
and now that you didn't go out and become immune, you know what I
Right.
mean? Or to raise your immunity level, or your immune system level, or your wellness balance. Now when the winter months come, you're going to see a lot more people getting sick. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because the news is going to definitely make it more than what it is.
Right.
But, it's hit home for me at this point in time. Like, on both, what I'm saying, with
Mm-hmm.
you, and then, you know what I mean, with my siblings. So it's like, okay, it's not to say this isn't it's not a flu or a virus, but to give it to the extent of what it being a global pandemic. No, I don't know.
No, out of all the people in the entire world, since they say it's a global pandemic, we actually did the math. 1.2%.
1.2% um mortality rate.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not
That's very low.
that's very low.
That's not pandemic level.
No. And so what, with seeing a change in power and seeing the different things that are coming into place, and a lot of women are getting placed in um
High
high
level.
level positions. So I wish
Hmm.
I had some claps because I'd be like, clap that shit up.
Right.
Because it's still a good thing, it's still a good thing to see that women are getting more executive positions in the White House
Hmm.
and things like this. And from what I've seen, it's been a lot on the communication side.
Hmm.
Having the White House speaker, the vice president speaker, like it's a lot of women that are coming in into the communications arena, and in even different positions, we're seeing a lot of firsts. And I talked about this last time
Hmm.
when I did the whole 2020 decoded. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I said
Right.
it as it's the rise of the divine feminine before the cabinet was even chosen. I said it. I pulled my shoulder out, and I was
Yeah.
right. So I
As
definitely,
usual.
not as usual. Sometimes I'll be a little off, but I did say that you're going to see in this particular term a lot of women are going to begin to get accolades. A lot of women are going to begin to stand firm and have the voice that they didn't have before. So, with that being said, it's almost like you're seeing kind of patriarchal societies or male driven. I'll say it like that. Male
Hmm.
driven things like they're trying to hold on to dear life to this, I guess, kind of patriarchal society, which is why you have the Tommy Sotomayers, why you have the, I think his name is Kevin Spade,
Kevin something.
something. That's how irrelevant he is. I
Right.
mean, you have these type of individuals that are trying to hold on to these pick me's,
Hmm.
basically, because they still haven't gotten to the point of they missed the mark. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Like when it came to, all right, this is the time to be drinking your water and to be, doing what it
Cleansing,
cleansing and not being
manifesting, doing
involved
what you're
and
supposed to be
manifesting.
doing. Yep.
Yeah, this is your time to do that. And we didn't see that.
Right.
So, or well, I'll say they didn't see that.
Hmm.
You've seen a lot of rise of women stepping into their power. Now, I talked about a lot of it being on the aspect of the crystal children, coming out and incense and sage, but you are starting to see a lot of people that are really truly getting into creating sea moss drinks and
Hmm.
infused foods and becoming more vegan. I'm seeing a lot more people
Vegan, yes.
going the vegan route and showing how can you cook, how you make these different things, how you can definitely um become vegan, and it's not that difficult. And what I do want to
Right.
say is stay away from the beyond meats or plant-based meats because it's all in the name. It's
Hmm.
based off of a plant does not mean that it is from a plant. Soybean is a genetically created plant, and that's what makes plant based. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? So I mean, in that aspect, we have to be careful. And you're starting to see. I made a post earlier today, saying a lot of '70s babies looking good out here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what kind of water y'all drink? What was y'all bathing in? Baby talking about drinking out the water hose. I was like, I did that.
Fact.
Well, then maybe that's why my skin looked good.
Right.
Well, see, this happened because I decided to rearrange, and me and Dust don't get along well.
Right.
I
Right.
have
And she
very
knows
sensitive
it, and
skin, and
she
I
still does
do
it.
it anyway.
She always forgets to cover up her face before she start
Oh
cleaning.
well.
Always.
Oh well.
Well, at least one
Anyways,
ain't clean. So.
you gonna play some bills?
Yes.
Pay some
Let's
bills.
go pay some bills.
Pay some bills and give me chills. All right, so first up we have Kinetic Concepts. Shout out to me and my book,
Yes.
Method to My Madness, Part 1. Part 2 will be coming out soon. We appreciate all of those people that participated in the raffle, all five of y'all. Y'all might as well, y'all be getting a copy, okay? I don't mean to be an asshole, but I appreciate all five of y'all that participated in the raffle. I love you. I halfway want to give y'all refunds back and just send you a copy of the book. But Make sure if you have not already, please take the time and check out Method to My Madness Part 1. It is my first novel. I promise y'all I can write for real, for
It's
real.
really good
I
for
can
real.
write. I'm not being biased. I'm pretty decent. Book two will be dropping January 20th, 2021. Pre-orders will be available next month. Yeah, wait a minute. This month it's
This
going
month.
on. Yeah, it's already on pre-order actually. Yeah, you can actually already pre-order book two. Look, I don't even know my own shit. Um, other than that, if you want something that you can read now, please go and cop Two Sides to the Rainbow. It is currently in the third book of the series. It goes into the lifestyle of the rich and famous lesbians. No, I'm kidding. No, just our rainbow. It's lesbian fiction, but it's I call it faction because it has a lot of faction based
Yeah.
storylines. Also, there is a great travel guide, the Black Traveler's Guide to
Hmm.
Incheon, South Korea. If you are a globe traveler, even if you're not, and you want to get ready to place something on your top 10 list, please go and grab the Black Traveler's Guide to Incheon, South Korea. It is a beautiful book. We have to go and put our review on. But please make sure that you guys go and cop that. No, Breezy, you didn't miss the raffle. It is still going on. It's still going on. The raffle is still going on. I'm doing commercials, so I can't answer you. Anyway, so back to what I was saying. No. Shop Black Ego if you have not bought all your winter wear, or if you need a couple of more things, please make sure that you go and shop blackego.com. There are some great sales going on. It's some jumpsuits, some bodysuits, this suit, some sweaters,
Some bat
some
suits.
pants. There's a
Yeah.
lot of goodness going on. So please make sure that you go and shop blackego.com. If you're in the California, Los Angeles area, please check out Rays of Sunshine Catering. She got a coffee cake that remind you of the schoolhouse, okay? So make sure that you go ahead and grab you a pan. I'm trying to see if Miss Lorraine, is you gonna start shipping soon, babe? Cause I'm gonna need me some coffee cake. I need some coffee cake soon. Is all I'm saying. Okay, Raise the Sunshine Catering. Y'all make sure y'all check that out. Also, Cozy Co's Candles in the
Cozy
building.
Cove.
I'm waiting for my delivery, but I guess I got to go pick it up. But please make sure that you go over to Cozy Co's Candles. Um, from what I hear, I haven't smelled them yet, but they have some great reviews. And we have ordered some wax melts as well as some incense. So please make sure that you go out and support Cole's Candles LLC. I need my 10%, Lil Bay, because I gave you the idea to expand your brand, but I love you. Also, shout out to Javanda's Kitchen LLC. If you're ready to detox or get your snap back, please make sure that you head over to Javanda's Kitchen LLC.com to grab your detox organic juices and or your green smoothies. Yep, if you're looking for a good meal replacement, that's the way to go. All right. Um, y'all really need to make sure that y'all keeping your mind sane, okay? Keeping your mind at peace, and wholeness and balance. So, if you have not already, please make sure you check out Goddess Child Services. They offer mental health awareness, okay, help, life coaching, talk to somebody. You don't have, even if you don't have insurance, they'll work with you. So it's best that you don't. No, I'm kidding. No, from there is going to be some great guys that are coming. So I definitely want to make sure that you guys make sure that you are following Goddess Child Services. You can get a free consultation. Okay, find out if you really do need to talk to somebody or get a recommendation. Whatever your budget is, I guarantee you they'll be able to work with you, but please get your head checked
Chicks.
out. Okay, mental health is very, very, very important, and especially in the days and times
Hmm.
that we're in right now, you definitely want to make sure that you got your head checked out. All right. I think I paid all the bills.
All of them.
Did I pay the bills?
Yes.
Pay the bills?
Yes.
I feel like I left something out.
No, because normally I remind you of Ray's and Goddess Child.
Okay,
So you paid the
I
bill.
paid all the bills. Cause she don't never pay no bills. It'd be me paying all the bills. But anyway, so back to what we were
Cause you're so
saying.
fast
I'm
with
so
it,
fast with it because I say it
fast
so
and
much. I
cute.
say it so much. That's why I'm fasting. Girl, don't. Let me try. I should take this back down. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the overlay on. Y'all can look at that. Y'all need to look at us. It's a podcast. You ain't supposed to have no visuals, no way. But anyways, yeah.
Right,
So
right.
after we've paid the bills, we are now at the next segment of our show.
Hmm.
Talk to me. Talk to me. What's going on? What's going on with y'all out there? I Okay, let me say this. I have had some friends that going through some ups, and
Uh-huh.
I have some friends that's going through some downs.
Mhm.
And it seems like at the end of the year, anybody that I've been around, I mean, that's truly in a progressive state, that's truly moving forward, that's truly becoming like the best parts of themselves. Um, I'm noticing once they get to a certain point, or at least towards the end of the year, a lot of shit starts getting like, it ain't nothing to cut that off. You
Right,
feel me?
right.
And so I'm just noticing that that's going on, and you have a lot of people that are kind of becoming seasonal, or showing themselves as being like seasonal individuals. And what I mean by that is, um kind of just in the moment, or convenience.
Mhm.
And it's not to say that we don't know that people do shit out of convenience, right? Like, I'm with you because you're cute. you know um
Likewise, likewise,
I think
baby.
you're cute, and I'm a cub, and I like cougars. No, seriously, we have a lot of things in common, right?
We do.
So the common ground is what brings you
Mhm.
in. And you had did a breakdown, and I just really hope you can give it to the people, about the windows and the glass. I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it because how you said it was like real fucking epic. So freaking, excuse me, Facebook, don't shut us down. It was really epic. So
Mhm.
give me that breakdown again. But before we
Okay.
do that, hold on, I almost forgot something.
Mhm.
Um, the biopics. Billie Holiday's biopic is back out. They've redone it in Technicolor. I'm gonna get into that a little bit, but a lot of biopics are starting to get done. Selena, which
Mhm.
they've done horribly, so we're gonna get into that. But
Yeah.
I want you to go into the windows and the walls. To the
Hey,
window,
to
to
the
the
wall.
wall,
Ow,
hey, to the
ow.
backdrop down. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so well, we was having a conversation, and as usual, our conversations they, veer off into other things.
Right.
So this portion of our conversation veered into the walls of Jericho.
He said temp agency, motherfucker. You facts. There are, people be acting real temp agency like. But yeah, go ahead.
So and I was like, I've always been amazed, and this is the thing. When I was a kid, I was always amazed at that story because how is it that all these people, all these armies, all these everything
Hmm.
were coming at these walls and coming for these walls, and they could not tear these walls down no matter what they did.
Walls of Jericho. Right.
Right. No
Right.
matter what they used,
Hmm.
no matter what, they could not tear it down.
Hmm.
But then when the last group comes to tear it
Hmm.
down, they take a different approach.
Right.
And
Triumph.
they're able to tear down the walls.
April?
I corrected
I
myself, okay?
feel like I can be more goofy with just sound. Yes, I like this. No.
So they were able to bring down the walls with trumpets.
Right.
Now, for me, the Bible is a book of stories.
It is.
And for that story, that particular story for me was the music,
Hmm.
the music of
Okay.
it. And music cures. Music initiates thought. Music celebrates triumph. Music celebrates defeat. However you want to use it, you can use it that way.
Right.
So the reason why I believe the
Mhm.
walls of Jericho came tumbling down at that time
Mhm.
is because they came triumphant. They came knowing
Right.
that they would win.
Right.
Because you see, to them, that wall didn't even exist.
It didn't exist. Correct.
They waited and they waited. They studied and they waited. They did that because they needed to find the portion of the wall that was the weakest.
Mhm.
That's your window.
Mm.
The illusion is that the window, it completes the wall. That's the illusion, which it does to the
Mhm.
naked eye.
Mhm.
It completes the wall because this is the area where you can look outside of your four walls.
Right.
So they never created a place for them to look outside
mm.
of Jericho.
Right.
But these warriors created a place where they could look inside
Inside.
Jericho.
Right.
And that's how they were able to bring it down because the vibrations from music,
Mm.
if they're powerful enough, which is your
It'll shake
music
your
is your
wall.
triumph, it'll
Right.
shake your walls.
Right. So with that being said, like we see a lot of triumph, and I think the symbolism of that it was the trump. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? And there was a thing of building a wall, right? So it's a reversal of that the Jericho conditioning where it's saying we're going to build this wall, but the voices of people, the vibration rose so high that it was like, no,
Right.
we're this is not going to happen. So in our lives, we have to look at these walls that we build, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we build a lot of walls, and I saw a post that was really epic, and it said you're still building walls from bricks that are no longer made or no longer
Right.
available. And I was like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
And so to me, how I took that was that wall that you built has been from a person, a heartbreak,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe childhood trauma in that aspect.
Mm-hmm.
And you're building this wall against people to keep them out of certain parts of you, to keep them out of the
Yes.
fullness of you.
Mm-hmm.
And my right now, I did a piece that's going to be in the next volume, called Hide and Seek, and I talk about a brick wall. And I think it's when you hear about it in literature and things like that, and they talk about walls, we need to look at it as like that fortress, you know what I mean,
Right.
and understand that the wall is an illusion, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so even in our relationships, we put up walls.
We do.
And so when we put up those walls in our relationships and shit happens, then it's like, oh, well, I did this because of this and da 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 da, my from my
Right.
past trauma, and I'm not used to having this. But it's like, nah, you were getting everything that you wanted, but because you were so destined to keep building this wall, you've messed up in an actual good situation. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And so, it's the glass ceiling as well.
Right. Because it's not really there.
It's not really there. Hmm.
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 Interesting,
You
ain't it?
said something else.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
So on that, I feel like because I was a wall builder,
Mm.
I was Bob the builder. You hear me?
Right.
Every stage, every age, I had a different wall
Right.
because during those certain times in my life, and what we don't realize is each stage that you go through in life, you're going to build a different wall because you're going to have a different experience. And the wall is either going to be the really light wall where people can tap on it and you might let them in because this experience could have been a good one or a bad one, or it could have been a good one with a bad experience
Right.
attached to it.
Right.
So at each stage, from childhood to adolescence to young adult to senior, every aspect of you, you're gonna build a wall, especially with traumatic things.
With traumatic things.
Now, in order to do that successfully, because it's okay to build walls.
Mm.
But in order to be successful at the walls while you're building your new one, like I'm in my fourth decade of life.
Mhm.
So while I'm building things, this wall right here, because there are a couple of walls that I needed to build,
Mhm.
and some of those walls are out of necessity.
Mhm.
Now, once I get done with that wall, the walls in the past have got to be gone, because that means I've gotten through those walls.
Mhm.
Because now I'm at the next level of my life. And I wouldn't have been able to get, I can't build this wall if I'm still looking backwards at that wall. I
Facts.
can't see what's in front of me if I'm constantly turning around
Looking
looking at
behind
what's
me.
behind me.
Right.
So you have to break down them walls as you go. Because if you don't, by the time you get to the fourth decade of your life, the fifth decade of your
Mhm.
life, you got so many walls and so much shit going, excuse me, so many things going on in your life that you don't know whether you going or coming. And at that point, you wondering why you done been divorced 3 times, or
Mhm.
you wondering why you ain't never been married, why you don't have no kids, why da 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 da, why I got a good job but I ain't got nobody to share my life with, why
Right.
I got somebody to share my life with but I ain't got da da da. You worrying about the all that I ain't got,
Mhm.
and that's because you didn't take care of you
Right.
while you was on your journey.
Right. And so with that being said, it you need trumpets for trauma.
Mm-hmm.
You need our triumph. You need to whatever it is that you accomplish needs to be what heals a trauma. And I think if people use that, you know what, I need to go to school for psychology, okay?
I told
Because
you
I
you would be great,
would,
babe. You would be
but
great. And I'm
like
gonna help you with your
seriously, I
homework
know
and
you
all
gonna
of
do
that.
it.
I'm not gonna do it. You're gonna have to write them papers yourself, baby. But I'm gonna sure help you with it. I got all the books you
But like with that being like seriously, like when you accomplish something, and a lot of times we push ourselves to accomplishments, not just saying because of out of defeat or because somebody told us that we couldn't, but it's to prove it. We're proving to ourselves, right?
need.
And so it's a trumpet. I'm sounding my trumpet because I went through the trauma of being in school. I went through the, going through finals and physicals and
Right,
finances and
right,
financials and top ramen, and maybe
right.
that was just my
Hunger and
college
all
life.
type of
I don't
shit.
know.
Oh no, that's the college
That
life.
is the college life. You feel me? And then you had an extra top ramen mouth. So
You feel me? Gotta make sure that mouth eat before mine do, shit
right.
like that. So I, you got to sound them trumpets, because when my baby hit, and a lot of people was like, you should not be celebrating this. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
My baby graduated high school on time.
Mhm.
My baby was not pregnant and did not get pregnant soon thereafter.
Right.
How proud was I that she had listened to me?
Right.
That, baby, you don't want to make this same mistake.
Mhm.
You don't want to be a teen mom. Yes, I had my daughter at 19, got pregnant at 18, straight out of high school.
Yeah.
Everything I thought I was finna do was put on hold, because now I have to retrain my thoughts
Mhm.
because I have a child.
Right. And that was another thing that I noticed. Most people that are in their fourth decade, as they said on the posters, I stay away from drama. I stay away from toxic and and me. A lot of it was like I said, it's a lot of people that are going into a more clean living lifestyle. And I said to a few of I don't have too many friends that are under 30, but the few that I have, I've said to them, listen, when you turn 30, or right around your 30th birthday, or a few weeks after your 30th birthday, because it's going to happen around that 30th, you feel
Mm-hmm.
me? If you don't have a moment
Yep.
bro, sis, king, queen, if you have not hit 30 yet, let me tell you, when you do, and you don't have that moment of when you be like, you know what? I'm in love under new management.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because now you're loving you and seeing you in a whole nother way because you're like, bitch, I'm 30. I'm
I ain't got time to waste.
I'm 30. Like my 20s are done. And you start looking at what you've accomplished, what you said you were going to accomplish, and all of these different things. And then you go through, I think that's the true midlife crisis,
Yep.
is at 30. Because at 40, if you didn't get that light bulb at 30, I'm going to just say this. If you didn't get that light bulb at 30, you're toxic as fuck at 40. Okay?
Yep.
You are doing the
The most.
same shit you did in your 20s. If you didn't have toxic 20s and you didn't have thirsty 30s, bitch, you gonna be fucked up 40. Okay?
And filthy 50,
And
bitch.
filthy 50, goddamn it. And shame on you 60.
Set your ass
Set
down
your ass
70.
down 70. Do you hear me? So you definitely, you want to, you're gonna experience that. You have to understand what toxicity is and what's not good for you
Mm-hmm.
in your 20s. Like you have to have
Cause
your
baby, cause you know when people tell they story, be like, cause let me when I around 21, 22, you know they started off like that, cause they don't
I'm just,
really remember
around there
around that
in my
time.
early 20s.
And I had did a little such that you
Right.
be, cause you be like, I can't believe I did this shit,
Right.
cause your now mind
It's
is
like,
thinking
baby,
like, who
who?
were you? Like, ooh, that was me. Cause I know
Mm,
I be having them moments.
mm,
Like when I be telling people my kids survived being my kid, it's for a reason.
facts.
I find myself seeing me in 20 something year old her
Mm,
and be like, God damn, like
yeah.
that was me. Ooh.
Ooh, child.
Like when she caught me off guard at my birthday party.
Yeah. And I could tell. Listen, I could tell because I was like, you ain't know she could do that, huh? You said, I was like, damn.
Ooh, my face.
Damn, Gina. But like with that being said, okay, you've done the right thing if they aren't doing all the shit you did. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, I saved my child from being as
And,
toxic in their
ooh,
20s
child.
as I was because, in hearing, you know what I'm saying, when we go back and give our stories and things like that. And I'm grateful that, I'm mad that I don't have my son, but I'm grateful that I don't. Because baby, I
Baby.
don't know. Boy, he'll be a whole hoe out here. Like, so I know I'm grateful that I had my toxic 20s. And when I rolled into my third, and at the end of my toxic 20s, I was in a toxic ass relationship. And when I hit my 30s, I was like, nope, no more.
Like, mm-mm.
I'm not going to be able to do it. So
Not this year,
not no more years, boo.
boo.
We're gonna cut it right here. Thank you though. We appreciate your participation. And as a consolation, you could have
All
all
this
this
shit.
shit.
Me as
So
fuck. I did the same thing. Like,
you
you can
know,
have it, boo.
you're at that point in your life where it's like, listen, and because we're transparent and we stay transparent on our show, I think we had like our second disagreements. The first one I didn't
Mm-hmm.
really consider it because I was like, whatever, she's in her feelings when we were in Vegas. But um, this time around, it was probably a little more intense. And
Mm-hmm.
so, even though it doesn't get into the aspect of like raising voices and yelling and hollering and things like that, because I'll be like, listen, don't talk to me like that. Talk to me nice. You want to do an episode on that? Talk to me nice now. But we were able to have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And even in the midst of us getting in our feels on both ends,
Mm-hmm.
um, that was reminded, like, you know what you're doing, you're going to your go-to. And then I'll be like, yeah, well, you're going to your go-to too. All right. But being able to see a person transition and transform and say, okay, you know what, these are some things. You always have to go and redo your relationship checklist. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? To say, all right, so you're not dressing for me anymore.
Mhm.
And every time we go somewhere, you putting on them same goddamn stretchy pants with, I don't know, tights, and you got
Not
on, you know,
me.
I'm
She's
saying,
not
I'm
talking
not
about
talking
me.
about you, but this is what I mean. Like, you got to do a check in, right?
Right.
So, like, well, babe, well, you know, you used to dress for me, well, and it's like, I think the person gets comfortable. It's like, well, I was doing this because I was single and I
Right.
wanted attention. Well, if that was the case, boo, just say that.
That's what you should have
You know what I'm
said.
saying? That's what you should have said, but you made it seem like
This is you.
this is you. So if it ever get to the point, you know me, I'm gonna say, listen, I done dealt with that, and it's not gonna. That's what you want to do, cause I'm out.
but but even before you met me, you saw I did dress like
Yes,
when I go
I
out,
did. I
when I
did.
do things.
Right. And
At home, I'm
so,
chill because I chill
and
at
it's
home.
understandable. And then it's like, now it's, you know, you just need new stuff because it's just falling off of you. But at the end of the day, like, my thing is, if I'm taking you like out on a date night, I don't care if we going to Chili's. I'm not saying put on stilettos, but damn,
Look nice.
look nice. You know what I mean?
Peep what I'm wearing. Be like, oh, that's how she doing it. Okay.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I know what to do. So, and even with that, if you're feeling like you're not, I think sex is another big thing that comes in to factor. Um, I don't know why people are so afraid to say what they like and don't like.
Me neither. Because I don't want.
It was your face for me. It was
I
the
don't.
face. Like, I
I
don't either, cause
don't want you to do nothing to me I don't like.
well, and that's what I mean. It's like you'll have people that stay in relationships, and it's like, oh, it's okay, and I'm like, it's okay. Damn, you been. I thought he was blowing your back out. Y'all been together 10 years, so y'all
You
just,
know. Okay.
I to me, I think it's supposed to get better. You
It
know, as
is.
time goes on, it's not supposed to be like, oh, you finna do that one move, huh?
Right. 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 Oh, you tired, huh? Because you
Right,
doing this.
right.
So, but listen, I'm gonna just go ahead and put it out there because people be acting like sex ain't everything. Yes, it is.
It's a big part. It play if
It's
well, no,
a
let's
very
not
big.
say that.
It's a big
For
part.
people that are sexual beings, let's say that, because everybody
Okay,
isn't
everybody isn't horny
right.
all the time.
Right, right. Well, you
Everybody
just
ain't
have
you.
problems. I know I have problems. But the thing is, stop. Why you telling my business? Okay, I don't
Wait.
know these people. I don't know these folks. Right, dress up, make it right.
Make it
Keep
right.
me okay.
Keep
I'm
me
a visual of
intrigued.
most people that are masculine centered or peacocks as myself, or those that label themselves as studs, soft studs, AGs. We're very visual. Okay. So visually you've captured me. You got your hair all done, you got your like bow. You know what I'm saying? You coming
Boom,
out like
bam.
pow, pow, pow. And then, you know what I'm saying? Then it's like we 6 months in and I come pick you up for a date and you come out looking like Homie the Clown. I'm gonna be like,
You
is
feeling okay?
is is the Soul Circus in town? Did you want to reschedule? You know what I'm saying? So it because it's the same. It goes the same way. When you met me, I smell good. I'm
Mhm.
always smelling good. I'm always smelling fresh. I'm gonna be groomed. I have my moments when I get fuzzy head, but just because I am who I am, I do my hair every 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And so if it got to a point where it done been like 2 months, I'm sure you gonna be like,
Yeah.
you gonna line that up or something?
You gonna twist
You
them?
gonna twist them? You
Hold
gonna
on.
do something?
No, because at that point, I'd be like, just come on, baby. Let me twist your
Right. And so it's maybe I didn't feel like it, and maybe I was seeing if you was gonna say something, but that's a part. Then that goes into communication. But my point is, how you start something, you need to continue it, and then you need to make that shit stronger. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Okay, well, um, I'm gonna go get this because I know she likes my legs, and
Right.
I'm gonna find something that's gonna accentuate this and da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Every year, as a woman, you should have a new freakum dress or that badass motherfucking
Woo!
dress that when you go out with your partner, that it's like, there
Damn.
goes my baby.
Right.
I
The
don't give a
music
damn
playing.
how old you are because if I'm seeing 70-year-old women looking 30, it's possible because it's how you love on you. And
Mm-hmm.
if I'm loving on you and I'm loving on you right, then you're going to be loving on yourself. And you know what I'm saying? That love is going to emanate,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to permeate
Yep.
as a sweet smelling savor. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So, that cologne I was wearing, that was, what did I have on when you came over? Imperial. That's funny because Chang said something about it too. It's called Imperial. Yeah, I'll take a picture of it and send it to you, Bree. But yeah, it was if I changed up or if you're used to like, well, babe normally buys shoes and she normally does this and she normally dressed like this, it's gonna be like, well, you've been wearing sweats for a
Right.
while now. Are you
Eh,
depressed? So, and then when it comes into the physical aspect of the relationship, excuse me, the intimate, not physical, but the intimate aspect of the relationship, you can't keep it's doing the same thing over and
over and
over
over and
again
over again.
is going to
Get old.
get
I'ma say
old.
it.
It's
Get
going to get
old.
old. And so it's
Shit ain't
like,
gonna be special no more.
no, it's not special. And then, that's people be like, oh, you're a boy, you're this, you're an exhibitionist. No, it's I'm keeping my relationship spicy. So if I decide to go to the drive-in and we get in the back seat, that's what it is. But it's keeping the relationship with intensity. And if you don't have this conversation in the beginning to
Mm-hmm.
say, this is the type of person that I am. I'm explorative. I'm da da da. I've done this. I've
Mm-hmm.
done this because a lot of people kind of tend to hide their sexual proclivities because they don't want a person to look at them as like, oh, well,
You
you're
nasty.
into some.
But look, I want a motherfucker to be like, oh, you nasty. I'm saying,
Excuse us,
I'm,
Facebook. She ain't a mother flicker.
I'm, yeah. I'm just saying because listen.
Right.
Okay, so moment of transparency, right? Okay, so for
And I
those
felt
who
that. Right.
for those who know us, we're very transparent. Like we
Hmm.
really don't care to the point where people think we're swingers. We're
They
really
do.
not.
It's funny.
But
You got to be cute,
so
cute for
the
that.
first time we actually ended up being physical, she was like, we was she got me. She tricked me. I'm gonna say that
What?
forever. But she tricked me into being
I
the
don't know.
one
Wait a
to
minute.
say
I
it
don't have.
first.
I don't need tricks for pussies. I don't know.
Well, your trick worked. So, I was thinking, and she knew it, and then she was
Boy,
like,
them
"Okay,
drive-in days. I'm trying to tell you.
what's that thought?" And since we decided at the beginning of our friendship that we were gonna be honest with
Right.
each other, every time she asked me what's that thought, honest, no matter what it was, I had to say it. So I was like, "Damn." She would ask me that now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I told her, I'm thinking I want to do this to you. And
Are you
she was like,
sure?
"Are you
Are
sure?"
you sure?
I said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So, and that,
You got to be comfortable enough to have those conversations
and that's
and
being
say
comfortable
stuff
in you.
like that.
Facts. That's being comfortable in you, and that's being comfortable in that person being comfortable in themselves, right?
Right.
Because if you're not,
It's going to always seem awkward.
it's gonna always seem awkward. And then, okay, so I'll say it like this, like, and I'm not snitching because it happened to me in my last relationship. I was always initiating,
It hurt your
and
feelings to
hurt,
say it, did
yes, because it made, and then it was like, it was like I had a problem. And it's like, oh, that's all you think about. That's all you. Is that all you think about? And it's like, no, bitch, I be getting money too.
But right
But right
now,
now, right now, how long have y'all been together? Um, technically, since
February
February
29th will be a
29th
year.
will be a year next year.
But in whole, a year and 2 weeks.
Right, right, a year and
But
two
we've
weeks.
known each other coming up on 2 years.
Right. So yeah, it'll be a year. In February it'll be a year. So I think because again being that transparent, I lost my thought. I don't know what I was saying. Yeah, it was like, do you have a problem? And I was like,
Mhm.
no, I don't. No, no, I don't. Like I want you,
Right. So
and
what's the
I want you
problem?
to want me too. Like Marvin Gaye said, like
Right.
what the is wrong with you? And so I got to the point where I was like, forget it. I'm not it. Whatever. Whatever. It is what it is. Whatever. I'm
Right.
good. Okay. And so now you have a part of the relationship that's not being fulfilled. And when that's not being fulfilled, then communication got stifled.
Mhm.
And then once communication got stifled, then we got to the point to where it's we were already arguing, but now we're arguing all the time about the simplest, smallest shit.
Right.
And so, you know, then it got to the point where I'm like, I don't want this anymore because I don't feel like I'm being honest with you. You're not being honest with me. We're not at a point of where we even like each other.
Mhm.
And so I got to and because we're transparent, I can't say that I was in love with you, but I was like, I like her. I
Mhm.
like her a lot. And I know you grow in love with a person. You're not in love with the person off
Right.
rip. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I love her ways. I love this about her. I love da 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 da. I love this. I love this. I love this. But I can't say I love the whole person
Mhm.
yet. And I would tell you, don't fall in love with me. I was
Yep.
like, grow in love with me. I said, because if you fall, it hurts. It
Mhm.
hurts when you fall in love. It hurts because, and then when you fall and you can't get up, now
Right.
somebody, I gotta come and help you up and do it and do these things. And so some people can't receive that.
Mhm.
And in our friendship and in our courtship, with me being able to say those things like, no, I don't want you to fall for me. I don't want you to do, and if you are, and if you do get this way, you need to tell me. And you became very honest, and you were like, I remember to this day, it was like late. And you called me, you was like, I have something to tell you, and I don't know how. And you beat around the bush for like a good hour and a half. And I'm like, well, damn, I know she ain't pregnant. Oh, man.
That was the
So
hardest conversation.
and for you to say, you know what, I love you, but understand, she was like, I love you as a friend, I love you as this, and you gave me a definition of why you love me. And to be honest, that was the first time anybody had ever done that, and I was like, wow, you like me, you love me. I was the Jill Scott song. I
Right.
was Lizelle E flat. She love me. You love me. You love me. You love me. Like because you love me. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it feels good when somebody loves you. And you say, you're sarcastic, you're a dickhead, and I know that's probably gonna get on my nerves down the line. You know what I'm saying? But it at certain times, like I do like that because I'm that way. And so being honest in that moment, and like I said, with our little spat, I was being a dickhead. Like I was being unnecessary. And so in that moment, it wasn't needed. And I had to see, like, damn, I really hurt her. You can still hurt somebody that you love, even when you
Mhm.
think that you're being funny or you're playing. And that has to be understood and it has to be acknowledged. You know what? Okay, yeah, I should not have said this. I said this to hurt you, and that's me making a post, and I was like, "You're amazing." I'm amazing. And the tone, it was like, again, it's not yelling, so I don't know if you've ever heard a quiet argument because that's how it happened. It was like, so I'm amazing. Well, tell me how amazing I am. You don't think I know the etymology of amazing? Are you serious? We studied together. And I'm like,
And then
huh?
the whole time she be smiling,
I
so
smiled the
I
whole
can't be
time.
mad in peace because it's like, stop smiling at me, man. Like,
And I mean, and I do, and I say that because it not only is it a defense mechanism, but it weakens people because you have to be very sadistic to yell at somebody that's smiling at you and smiling at you with like authenticity, not just like looking like a crazed lunatic, just smiling like, soon as this bitch shut up, I'm a chopper throat. Nah, you know what I'm saying? I'm really smiling at you because it's like, wow, you're so beautiful right now.
right? I hate when she do that because I know what she thinking, and then it'd be like, okay, so now I can't even yell at
And see, but that's the thing
her.
is, if I can't see your beauty when you're upset with me, if I can't still be attracted to you when you're not attracted to me, or you're not feeling me, like, think about that. Like, if you really
Right.
think about that, that's like, damn, that still makes sense because that means I can upset you or you can upset me, and it's not about me looking somewhere else because I'm like, wow, I still like her. I still like her because
Right.
she is giving me, she is handing me myself.
She is handing my
She
ass
is
to
handing
me.
all my
Okay.
ass to me, and I still like her. And so that's like important. A person needs to be able to hand you yourself and what you're doing. And at first I thought like you were being funny when you were like, is there anything else I need to work on? I was like, what is wrong with you? And then I was like, did you hear what you said though? And I said, no, there's nothing that you need to work on. It's being who you are. And it was like, okay, I got that. You know what I'm saying? So it's I still like you even in that
Hmm.
moment. And if you can't say that, like if you can't say that, like tell me now, like, well, you know what? You pissed me off, but I still like you. Like I still thought you were
Right.
you lucky your ass is cute. And
That's
that's
my
something that you
shit.
say to me. I was like, you lucky you're cute. And I'll be like, cute is for puppies. Fine. Yeah, they do. People say things out of anger every day, and so you have to understand because feelings are attached, emotions are
Hmm.
attached. We're physically attached. We're intimately attached. We're financially attached. We're building something. So it may get a time like other people might be offended because I called you bird and you're like, you didn't say like what you trying to say?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You trying to say a bird leg? Trying to say a what? But it was like because I eat like a bird. Okay, I get it.
Right.
Or me say, what's up, legs? Or whatever aspect. Some people may take that as like, and then it might be that one day back, okay, bird legs, and you be like, what?
You're like, wait a minute.
What you trying to?
What you trying to
Excuse me.
say?
So again, it's not that I was trying to hurt you, but
Hmm.
and you, that's the one thing that you just have to avoid in conversations, period. I didn't mean to. Ooh, don't say that. And you find that out in adult relationships, saying that wasn't my intention or I wasn't
Right.
trying to hurt your feelings. Okay, duh. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Duh, you weren't trying to hurt me, but I'm telling you,
It
that hurt
did.
my
Right.
feelings. So, I apologize. I wasn't trying to hurt your feelings. Nope.
It's not gonna get it.
Not a valid
You're
apology.
not gonna try to validate your
Your
feelings on it.
period. And so you're making yourself good in the situation. So
Right.
it's like, you know what? I apologize. That was hurtful. I shouldn't have said it. In that
Hmm.
moment, I shouldn't have said that because that hurt you. Not saying I didn't mean to because it doesn't matter
Right.
if you didn't mean to or not. You did. So we have to be able to have, and we say it all the time, have the uncomfortable
Conversations.
conversations.
Yeah.
And because they stop becoming uncomfortable, like it's really just like it flows. Like, well, you know what? Let me tell you something. When you put that toilet tissue roll on there, it pissed me off when you put it up upside down. Like, all right, my bad. Let me go fix it.
I already did.
Well, I was in a rush. But it doesn't become an issue. And then you take this one thing and she done put the toilet tissue roll on here wrong again. And then it's like she done left the shower curtain. And then it's then take the trash out.
Right.
And so you're piling, 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 piling. All of these little things. And with anything, it's gonna make a stack.
Right.
And so and
And now you got a stack of shit to work out.
to work out. And so, we just got to be mindful, got to be careful of how we communicate.
Mm-hmm.
It's, yes, you have to be mindful. You don't want to hurt a person, but sometimes you're going to say things that are hurtful. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, you said things that were hurtful, and I was like, I have to swallow that because it's true. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, she right. Hmm. Ouch.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
And that's it is very necessary. Uncomfortable conversations are the most necessary
More
and
than any of the other
needed.
ones. They need to be made into normal
They need to
conversations.
be they need to be made into normal conversations. And even if you know that, like, you might still be a little upset, but if something upsets you, acknowledge it right then with that person. You know what, I'm upset because you said X, Y, and Z, and I need a minute to myself, because then that's further communicating.
Mm-hmm.
So that, and I'm funny with, like, you give me the silent treatment and I'm like, okay, she knows I'm a communicator and this is punishment. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, when and if it was something more serious, I'm sure it would have been like, I just need some time to
Yeah.
just evaluate, and
Give me
don't
a
bother
second.
me.
All right.
I'm gonna go up here, stay downstairs, because I might throw something at you. No, I'm kidding. But you know what I mean? It's you have to be able to evaluate those moments, and even in those conversations, you even have to say yourself, "Oh, I probably shouldn't have said
Right, right. Well, I did assume this because that was what I was. I was like, well, I did assume this, but still, I'm gonna say, well, I assumed and keep it pushing
that."
because right now is my moment, and I need to describe
How I felt
how I felt
when I felt it.
when I felt it. But yeah, it's definitely important to have the uncomfortable conversations
Hmm.
because the comfortable conversations, you know, you're not having problems in those
Hmm.
areas
Hmm.
because they're comfortable.
Right.
But the uncomfortable ones, yeah, just take a moment and have them every now and again so that you can normalize talking about things that are normally uncomfortable for you. Once it becomes a conversation and not an argument,
Hmm.
you can always work through it
Hmm.
because arguments lead to discord,
Hmm.
and discord pretty much leads to cutting the cord.
Yeah.
So, if you want to keep your relationship and you want to keep it strong, you have to discuss the uncomfortable things just as much as you discuss the things that you're happy with, the things that you're appreciative of,
Hmm.
and the person that you're with, because no matter what, we're going to change.
Right.
We're going to evolve.
Hmm.
And if you're trying to stay like in 10 years, you'll be 43, I'll be 53. And if I'm still trying to cling on to that 33-year-old,
Right.
that's not going to work.
Right.
And as you move through life, it'll be like, well, since you turned 40, you ain't did this like you used to. Now, all that others, but this right here, I'm going to need you to keep that.
Right.
I'm going to need you to keep, you know,
Hmm.
just out the blue kissing me. That ain't got to stop because you another decade older. You
Right.
feel me?
Right.
Some things you're gonna be understanding of because
Hmm.
some things is going, with time, those things are not gonna be readily available to you.
Facts.
But the small things, that's what it means. The small
It's
things.
the
Be aware of the
little
changes
things.
and make sure you incorporate those changes to what you got going on.
Facts. I agree. Well,
Well,
that's the Grammy music. That's the wrap
right.
up music.
That's
Final
the wrap
thoughts.
it up.
We
Final thought.
did good though. We actually went
um,
past the time. It
I
was great.
know,
It was
and it
great.
was interesting. It was interesting. Marie said
Taking
we're
me to
taking me to
church. I
church.
know. We're gonna end up extending the shows at the beginning of the new year. We'll be going a little bit longer.
Yes.
But we hope you enjoyed all that we discussed on today. Love yourself.
Love
Love
those around
love those
you.
around you and be honest, be transparent. We always say that. It's
Mhm.
always important to have those uncomfortable conversations. And right
Grow
now is
with
a
it.
time to focus on you.
Right.
Focus on what's not just what's best for you, but what's best for those around you as well. Um, love on purpose.
Love hard.
Love on purpose and love hard. I'm with that. I like that. We will catch y'all again next week. Same
Same time.
time, same
Same place.
place. SoulFilled Sunday. We love y'all.
For
And
real.
catch you next time. Didn't know you was a cougar shot. Hell no.
I
All right. How in this
don't
thing?
know.